Hi folks, it's Barnes&Nickel back again with I Love You, Colonel Sanders. It's been a while since I've played, so the voices are probably going to sound a little different, a little off. But I'm excited to come back. It looks like this will probably be the last episode because, as we know, the culinary schools, they, like, across the world, they only take 3 days to complete, and we are on day 3, so here we go. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders enters the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters from the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous! My cuisine, your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift of cookery? We'll flatter him. Because, I mean, we confessed our love last night, and he took it well, so let's, see where it goes. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking about you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home and find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night! I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you! I got worried that something had happened to you! It's okay, I was just... But now it turns out you're fine! I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam! Sure, but... You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday! I went on a date! I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnering up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. And of course I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But then he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know this little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on when you're talking, with a talking pressure cooker. And now, I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam the time to tell her story. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. Being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong. You don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. Oh. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? That sounds delicious.
Oh, yeah, it's great. I'll order you one up right away.
I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Hee Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can't get a swirly. You can get your swirly dipped, too. Why don't you pick on somebody your own size?
Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school.
And there's the horse, Colonel Sanders. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school on. But who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature?
Ugh. You've got some nerve! Barnes&Nickel suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse.
Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince in pain.
Does it look like you can go on cooking like that? Might as well just give up.
I'll never give up. Ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everybody excited for our final day of school? Barnes&Nickel, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hand, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing? Complimenting her! But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Barnes&Nickel, I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you should tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I am always interested in discussing the fine art of fine food. See you inside, Barnes&Nickel. What is happening? He's choosing her over me? How dare he? Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, is that a book? It looks like bad news! It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know! Why would you spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open the page, covered with arcane writings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edge of the page. I could use this spell here, and it says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it'll probably help me focus better on the Academy final exam. That is way drastic! Couldn't you do something else, like anything else, like not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and it's a pretty good excuse to try it out. Ooh. We've come to an impasse. No, I must remember my love for Colonel Sanders. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it is nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up, and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Let's wait to see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses in on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched upon a cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never to come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but by any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Barnes&Nickel, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before he can go into any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class! You think that I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no! You had to shove off your little cool kid friend, Jeff and Joan! J&J! Johnson and Johnson. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend! Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, that doesn't make a great date! Then take Jeff and Joan with you! You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care! Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. Oh no. No amount of seasoning is gonna make me want to eat that, Clank! Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final days of school. Things are getting very interesting in this last day of school. Who knows what will happen? Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition, showdown, challenge, exam. TM. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad that I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor! How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everybody? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test, hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace that feeling all the way. You're not gonna settle up with Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for the both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm gonna make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to a practice dish. This is the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van and the supposed Man-Man and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you run through a quick test of recipes you've been working on. Barnes&Nickel's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish come second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. And very clearly, cherry blossoms fall from the ethos. Barnes&Nickel, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, I'm just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decided it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. I'm gonna fess up about the practice dish. That's something that's hard to lie about. It just dinged. It made a noise. He heard it. We all heard it. The world heard it. Okay, you got me. Doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh, no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. That's probably starting to burn any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. And I've always loved country cooking. And I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything that you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has a giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely preparing to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve something perfect. His original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity of the room is at a full 10 out of 10, with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious! Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously interjects ingredients into itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, Baster Blaster! Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and ride! Ashley scoops the pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clank gets into it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait! When did Clank learn to speak English? It is the singularity as was foretold! We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all! Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. She going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity and fight magic with magic? Even if it is almost certainly evil magic. Yeah, let's cast a spell. You take out your own spellbook and let your instincts guide you to a page you have never seen before. It's a summoning spell that will conjure up a spork monster. Now seems like a good time to add some chaos to the mix. You have summoned me! Ah, the boom cooking arena! So many fun memories of battling in this place in my old life. In your old life? I wasn't always a monster that you see before me! Once I was like a student like you who attended this school! Spork Monster notices the book you're holding. I see what's going on here! Things aren't going your way, huh? Been there, my friend! I tried to cast a spell on myself to imbue my body with the power of my favorite foods! And as you can imagine, things did not go as planned! When the spell says only cast in case of emergencies, it means it. I'm kind of in a pinch here. Got any better ideas? The Spork Miles smile curls up mischievously. For starters, never cast on yourself! Cast them on your rivals! Just tell me who's giving you trouble and I'll take very good care of them! You motion to Ashley. Before you can think better of this dastardly decision, he recites a spell that turns her into a chicken? Now a mere bird. She flaps her wings and glides off into the produce section of the arena, far from her station. Okay, gotta go! Bye! Uh-oh, this could be dangerous. You immediately racked with guilt over this act of blatant transmogrification. You don't know what to do. It would be poetic justice for Ashley to live out the rest of her days as a chicken, and yet, that seems unspeakably cruel. After all, it's just a cooking competition. I'm gonna try and save her. You turn to the next page and cast a reversal spell. Chicken Ashley immediately transforms back into herself. Black? She's in shock, still exhibiting some chicken-like movements, but otherwise appears to be alright. Ahem. Is it just me, or does this chicken seem remarkably fresh today? Right then, you realize that Colonel Sanders witnessed your entire sabotage. He is not impressed. Your heart sinks to know how much you might have disappointed him and ruined your chances of any kind of future together. Having suffered a huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Summon extra power deep from within. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing for their entire lives for... Yes, Barnes&Nickel, you are the chosen one! You will avenge me! The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry! My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery! Ooh! You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful, because while you were powering up, the chicken pot pie overcooked or the oven can't be saved. Don't worry there, dear Barnes&Nickel, you may have suffered some setbacks, but not all is lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I am truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet, rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and the time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the new rules has never really been my thing. I'll follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprisingly effective effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With the time expired, the moment everyone has been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems like we are missing some students. Pop, clank. From off-screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! Sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop, hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad! Looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say, this is the work prank. It's not the worst prank in the UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks? Pranks? Clank? Where did the pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear his signature word beep or another onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged. I guess we'll have to figure that out later. This only leaves 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. Is it that teeny tiny Narutomaki I spy afloat in its itsy-bitsy bowl. Yes, chef! Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. God, this fucking game. Yes, Sprinkles, and and some green tea made from baby leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth, letting just the tip of his pink tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with so much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Barnes&Nickel, for helping me believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? And that's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in and sniffs the uni, but he can't get his nose close enough on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch, my tongue. Professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this and moving with poking my tongue. Disqualified. And a stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gently into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard from me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sparkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yes, I am a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next, student Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight on a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it is quite delightful. However, I'd ask you to please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Barnes&Nickel? I told you it's a display piece! Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it, too, and I didn't realize we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to college for eating school of the hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you're absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtaking Ashley, and she finally cannot keep a two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you! And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last that you've heard of me, either! If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. 2 chefs. What began with a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, you don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays! Just when I thought I'd seen everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing. And completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes in the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders made a new menu item. New menu items so impressive that even Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. Then they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl. They admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete, everyone has graduated. The students return for one last assignment, to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve the site of the school's graduation dance. This is ridiculous. Compared to the massive high-end cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog in the house! Ow, 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 ooh. You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs that they did while they were villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together... It's Spork Monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more! From here on out, I prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Potty Monster! Student tries to finish what he has to say, but everyone is too wrapped up in talking to Spork. Sorry, Potty Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love. She found the love in her cooking. And you know she's going to do great. Red carpet rolls across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop! He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reasons. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to compete in the final exam and accept your diploma, so we mailed it directly to your father. We figured it's the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And now we get a new wing of the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparkling and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who's arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank. I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. Portal opens and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. My love. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he is prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Barnes&Nickel, what are you doing all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder... Might you tell me what are the qualities that you'd expect to find in such a lucky person? On the top of my head, I don't know. Spicy musk, tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It is truly my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off. And I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Barnes&Nickel. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need your help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running a restaurant is the best path forward? Oh, could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh my dear Barnes&Nickel, I'm sure you'll find your place eventually, and along the way you'll have me by your side. The end! And with that, folks, I have found a brand new love for the rest of my life, Colonel Sanders. Thank you so much for watching. This game was a lot of fun. It was really goofy, and I really enjoyed it. It is what it is. It's super short. I knew that going in. It is just pure KFC propaganda, but it was a lot of fun. So thanks for joining me on this journey. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It would really help me out. Leave a like down below. Comment, what was your favorite part of the video? What was your favorite part of this game? If there's any other games like this that you'd like to see me play, leave those down in the comments too. I'll take a look at them. Other than that, hit that notification bell. It will notify you every time I have a video come out. My videos come out every Tuesday and Friday at noon Chicago time. And other than that, thank you so much for sticking around and watching all of this video. And I hope you will come back for another one. See ya.